Are there any tensions as a business owner, your parent? I'm just curious
Correct.
if how you're feeling.
Well, I have
right
a
now.
lot of mixed feelings. I was very brokenhearted at what happened in Ferguson and some of the subsequent police shootings. I also have a business. I feel like I have several levels of protection and concern. So I have, number one, my son, who is brown-skinned and 17 and about to get a driver's license. And when I see him go out the door every day, I have very real concerns that I won't see him come back. He's a good kid, but he gets, you know, he opens doors for old ladies. But he gets like followed in Target by security. So I have that, that's number one. And number two, I've got this business. It's a street front business. I think anybody who has a business on a street front would be delusional if they weren't concerned about stuff that's happening right now. But by and large, I think a lot of people you've talked to tonight have laid out a lot of the reasons why things are being done. We don't have to get hysterical. I am concerned for the protection of my property, of course, but I have a staff that I worry about, and I have customers. And the thing about it is, my customers I want them to be able to come to my store and not be stopped for no reason on their way there. I have my manager, who's African American and in her 20s, gets stopped by the police once a month. I am 61. I have never been stopped by the police. So these are realities, and these are my people, and I want all of them to be safe, and I want all of them to feel welcome in my neighborhood and in my business. I feel very good about what's going on with the Neighborhood Security Initiative overall in the Central West End. I think the best thing is that community-oriented policing. I think that getting to know everyone, knowing the officers' names, the officers knowing the neighborhood they're working in, very healthy way to do things. But we definitely have to keep that dialogue open.
Rita, what's your relationship? What's your neighborhood's relationship with your police department?
I'm in the 3rd District Police Department over there, and I've been in my neighborhood for 25 years. I've been active in the neighborhood since 1999, and I appreciate what she just said, her son being brown-skinned. I have never been stopped by a police officer. I work very close with the police officers. We have several different transfers and different officers, captains, chiefs, what have you. I've always worked very closely with them, not only myself. I think I could speak very much so for the entire neighborhood, not only my neighborhood, the connecting neighborhoods such as Dutchtown, Marine Villa, Benton Park West. Now, I like to say this, she made a point about, if you don't mind, she made a point about him being brown-skinned and how he's stopped when he goes into Target. When I come home, I am not worried about the police officer stopping me. I'm worried about the brown-skinned guy stopping me. And that's an issue that I don't think a lot of us have addressed with the protesters even. The senator, Al Sharpton, where were all these people the other day? We had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old shot down on the street in an African-American neighborhood. There have been at least 112 murders in the city of St. Louis. 98 are black-on-black crime. So where are these people when it's time to really get angry? I don't understand it. Because we as a race of people, and nobody wants to point the finger, and like I said, I am not afraid of the police. I feel comfortable with the police. I'm afraid of my own African brothers and sisters, more so than I am the police. So I'm just the opposite, so to speak, because I don't think he's gonna beat me down or shoot me. I'm looking for little, I can't say that, but anyway, I'm just looking, keeping my eye open, and I just believe truly in my heart that the police, I think they have our backs, and I think we have their backs in the neighborhood. I have actually come to a point when Captain Deba was in our captain. I actually stopped and I saw a confrontation going on with 2 African-American guys and a police officer. I backed up.
Rachel, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to know about the neighborhood ownership model. Break that down for us more. That's another term that could kind of get lost in all of this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But what does that mean?
Well, I think Rita's neighborhood's a prime example of that concept of neighborhood ownership. The neighborhood ownership model is really a phrase used to talk about partnership and credible relationships between the police, the community, and the criminal justice system, the prosecutor here, the city of St. Louis. The idea is to take the concepts that have been bandied about community policing, community prosecution, and really help put this community in the driver's seat. Because the system works when there are credible relationships between the police and the people they serve, and the prosecutors and the people they serve. If the police try to go it alone and solve the problem, they're seen as sort of an invading force. If the prosecutors just operate in the vacuum of the courthouse, they're seen as obtaining results that are biased. The idea of the neighborhood ownership model is that the citizens are the ones who move the process forward. The citizens work in partnership with each other first to patrol their streets in sort of a citizens on patrol. They work in partnership with each other to support victims of crime from their own community, trained by my office on how to support victims who are their neighbors. And then the citizens work to shape and give information to the court system about how a particular type of crime affects their community.
It sounds great. How do you make it happen?
Well, it's not a one agency make it happen. In fact, it's really not, hi, I'm the government, I'm here to help you. It's really about the citizens turning it around and saying, you know what, this is my system, and if I want results, good results out, I have to put something into it. I have to put in the effort to have a good relationship with the police. And if they're not behaving in the way I want, I have to have a relationship with them so that I can hold them accountable in a way that leaves us whole and doesn't set it up so that we're enemies. It's so that the citizens have a credible relationship with the prosecutor, so that if something's going on in their community, that the prosecutors understand that in the context of that community, not just as a data point or a case on a criminal justice assembly line. And so that the community also comes in and it presents facts to the court, in court, on a court watch program or in an advocacy situation, where they help the judges see a matter in context on how a burglary in Holly Hills may affect that community differently than, say, a burglary in Graveway Park. And so it's really about the citizens taking ownership of their system, not necessarily sitting back and waiting for the police or the prosecutors or the courts to solve their crime problems for them.
Do you see this in your neighborhood?
This particular program?
I mean, in terms of the citizens, this is a lot of engagement. Do either of you see this?
We invented it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they started coming to court in 1999.
Since 1999, we started this program back then. Nationally recognized by the U.S. Justice Department in 2005. So we've been doing excellent with this program, and we have reached out to other neighborhoods, Marineville, other neighborhoods. We will go down and support other neighborhoods as in return. And to show you that these neighborhoods have no fences, very quickly, I'll give you a very good example. It's one of the reasons why citizens need to band together. We had a woman, they have no fences here, that lived in Graveway Park. She was killed 2 blocks away, which is Dutchtown. Her murderer was captured in Benton Park West. So there is no fences. We're all in this thing together, and you have to really work together. We work very closely with Circuit Attorney's Office, the police department.